Welcome to Grand Review Part 2. We're going to talk about equations here, but first we got to know the terms. So I would encourage you to review these terms on your own, okay? So keywords, what they are, and of course we're going to do them in class as well. So let's check this out. The quotient of 15 and 3, we just need to know how to write it down. Quotient, let's look for what quotient here. Oh, there you go, it's division. So division between 15 and 3 is simply 15 divided by 3. We don't need to solve it, it says just write as an algebraic expression. Number 3, 11 increased by d. Okay, so you have 11, and we got to increase it, means add d. Next one. The product of n and 7 is equal to 26. The product means multiplication. So it's going to be 7 times n is equal to 26. 23 less than v is 20. Is means equal, subtraction. So 23 less than v. So that means v is less than 20. Minus 23, equals 20. Less than v, so see, v was last here, it's counterintuitive. If it says 23 less than v, means v subtract 23 equals 20. Now write h as a verbal expression. You can write it as 11 reduced by d. For number 7, you see the multiplication, so we're going to go back to our terms and say, what can I use for multiplication? And it says product or times. Let's use product. We can just say product of n and 8 is equal to 47. Okay, question number 8. Sum of r and 6. We can use that. We can say that. There's multiple ways to write it, by the way, so I would just choose something simple like that. And finally, the difference, because the negative number is a difference, means difference. Difference of m and 4 is equal to 34. Next one, number 10. 9 increased by 9. We need to evaluate each expression, and well, first we need to write them down. So it's 9 plus 9 equals 18. Okay, number 11. The difference of 15 and 11. So it's 15 minus 11. The difference between them is 4. Okay, the quotient of 10 and 2, okay, quotient again is division. So it's going to be 10 divided by 2 equals 5. Now we need to solve it, evaluate that. Then 13, the product of 6 and 10. Product of 6 and 10 means 6 times 10, and we need to give the answer. Answer is 60. For the next following problems, we're going to do, to solve for x, or the variable, we got to undo the operations by reversing them. So what I mean is this. Number 28, 12 times x equals negative 60. So if you multiplied x by 12, to undo it, you've got to divide. Divide by 12. And we're not going to divide just one side. We got to divide by 12 both sides to make it equal, to make it the same. So if you divide the left side by 12, you got to divide the right side also by 12, by the same number. So 12 divided by 12, they cancel out. That is why we're doing it. Leaving x by itself, isolated. X equals, and minus 12, negative 60 divided by 12 is just negative 5. So there you have it. That is the answer. X is isolated, x is negative 5. Same process applies to the rest of the problems. Watch this. Number 29. K divided by 10 equals negative 9. I'm going to rewrite it to show you better what's going on here. So check it out. K divided by 10. If you divide K by 10, to undo it, the opposite of division is multiplication. So we need to multiply both sides by the same number, and that number has to be 10 if you want to isolate it. So I can do it this way. We can basically do it this way. We can multiply it by 10 over 1 here and 90 times 10. Okay, so 10 and 10 here cancel, 9 times, negative 9 times 10. So 10 and 10 here cancel out, leaving just k equals negative 9 times 10 is negative 90. And that's it. All you do is do the opposite. Now, next two examples are going to be a lot easier because here we get addition and subtraction. So if if you have added 9 to x, you've got to subtract. So you got to go not subtract 9 from the right and subtract 9 from the left as well. So 6 minus 9, you get a negative 3. Carry down the equal sign, and 9 minus 9 is 0, so it's just going to be x. Negative 3 equals x, or we like to write it as x equals negative 3. That's the answer. I want to show you another way to write it down. It's going to be like this. 6 equals x plus 9. And if you want to try this, writing it down this way, and you're gonna add 9, right? We subtracted 9 from both sides, so we can do minus 9 and minus 9 in here. So looking at x plus 9 minus 9, 9s are just canceled out, and 6 minus 9 is negative 3 equals x, or x equals negative 3. That's the same answer as we got before. For question 31, b minus 10 equals negative 27. And again, if there is a subtraction here, guess what we do? To both sides, we add 10 to both sides. Minus 10 plus 10, they're gone. b equals minus 27 plus 10. Minus 27 plus 10. Different signs, right? Same sign, add and keep. Different sign, subtract. Keep the sign of a greater number, then you'll be exact. So 27 minus 10 is 17. However, since 27 was negative, the greater absolute value was negative. So b equals negative 17. Next question, question 48. And there's two questions left, by the way. So question 48, you get negative 10 minus 9x equals 17. Now here this is the toughest one. Here we got to do the reverse PEMDAS here. And PEMDAS backward will be SAD map. So we started with addition, subtraction, then we're going to do division, multiplication, then we do exponents, and then we do parentheses. So that's how we're going to do it. So you're going to use SAD map for these problems. All right, let's give it a shot. So again, here's your equation, and you need to solve for x. And I'm just going to circle it with the different color. So that's your goal. Your goal is to make sure x is by itself. And let's go ahead and do the SA, subtraction or addition, whichever comes first. So in here we clearly see that this negative 10 could be moved or removed actually from here. If it's a minus 10, how do you get rid of a minus 10? You add 10 to both sides. See what happens? Minus 10 plus 10 canceled out. What's left is negative 9x equals 17 plus 10 is 27. And now it turns into one-step equation. Divide now both sides. See division. Now we're going division, multiplication. So here we need to divide both sides by negative 9. So divide by negative 9, divide by negative 9. Negative 9's cancel here. So x equals negative, because positive divided by negative, 27 divided by 9 is 3. There you go. X equals negative 3. In this example, example 49, we're going to talk about SAD map again. So we got 4 So we got x plus 3 divided by 5 equals 2. So we need to figure out again what that x is. However, according to SUDMAP, you got to do addition, subtraction first. We're going to do division, multiplication next. Then we're going to do exponents, and then we're going to do parentheses. So first mistake that a lot of people will make based on this one. Look, they're going to start adding, subtracting 3. Guess what? Subtraction and addition comes first. Parentheses come last. What a lot of people don't see is that there are parentheses here. It's like this. X plus 3 divided by 5 equals 2. If you type that in a computer program, you must type it exactly with these parentheses. So now that you've kind of see, whenever you have the some kind of expression on the top, it's in numerator or in denominator. It has to be in parentheses. And now let's do the SUDMAP. Addition, subtraction. Is there any addition, subtraction first, aside from what's inside the parentheses? No. Then we're going to go to divide and multiply. So now, here you go. We got a division. To cancel the division, we must multiply by 5 both sides. So I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to multiply this by 5, and right here. And I'm going to multiply this by 5. So these two 5s are going to be our on the left and the right side. So now, that cancels out this 5. So it's going to be just x plus 3 equals 2 times 5 was 10. So now x plus 3 is 10. Now we are free to use the addition subtraction. Okay, so now we can subtract 3 from both sides. And there you go. X equals 7. Now, for those of you who don't like the way this is written, okay, it can be confusing, especially when you just start learning this thing. So let me rewrite it again. So it's x plus 3 over 5. Oops, I just made a puncture in the paper. Equals 2. Now, what you can do right away is you can go ahead and multiply this. I'm going to put it times 5 over 1. Times 5, so that you can see how 5 and 5 cancel out. Then you get x plus 3 equals 10, and the rest of the stuff is just like the previous way of doing it. So this is just 2 different ways of writing it down, the same problem. Hope you enjoyed it.